What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Rob Durant podcast. I'm here with my guys, Lulu, Sayzar. What's up, bros? How y'all doing?
Doing good, bro. How you doing?
Good, good, man.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, bros. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. So we back. A little bit of an absence, but just working hard behind the scenes, doing our thing. We got some good topics for you guys today, and we'll kick it off, man, with the NBA in-season tournament, which has been going on. I know a lot of people are probably confused about how it works and things like that. But it seems to be going pretty well, and it's some pretty exciting basketball going on.
Yes, man. I think the last day that they played was Friday, and me personally, I love the idea. I believe they got this idea from soccer, from either the MLS or maybe the European leagues. But um, it's I think it's exciting because we're getting competitive basketball in November, like really, really competitive basketball. I believe each player gets $500,000.
Yeah, that's
The
what I saw
winning
too.
team gets, yeah, the winning team, each player gets $500,000, which is great for those rookies that are on those, or anybody that's playing with a rookie contract. And I believe probably Adam Silver was probably watching those Inter Miami games
Mm.
and how exciting Messi. Like I don't think I've ever seen the U.S. this excited for like soccer.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
you saw a lot of celebrities to going to watch him, and yeah, I think that he saw like the buzz that that tournament created, which by the way, Inter Miami did win the the pool play tournament, and he was like, wait a minute, I need to jump on this, and maybe we could do something with this. So I appreciate Adam Silver always trying to shake up the league and try different things out.
As of last year, last season, and the years before, um, the NBA really had a lot of juice going in this direction. It was one of the premier leagues in sports, and really a change like this didn't really have to be made. But now that it has been made, it's awesome for the sport. Um, a lot of fans who would normally tune into basketball after Christmas are tuning in now to watch a great entertainment and stuff. And yeah, I believe Adam Silver did a good job on this one.
Yeah, anytime you get changes to a league, there's gonna be a little bit of like hesitation from fans and even some players too. Because change is always one of those things where like, wait a minute, why are we gonna change something that's working? Kind of to your point, Lou, where you're saying, the NBA didn't necessarily need to do this because they've been doing so well. But implementing a change like this, it gives also fans an opportunity of those teams who may not have a chance at the playoffs at the end of the season to see their team competing for something early on, which I think it's pretty dope. And it really engages fans. They change the courts and all this stuff, which is dope. It's dope to see that. Like it makes it feel like this is actually a tournament and there's something really important to play for.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned the courts. Like visually, it looks really really dope.
Looks
Uh,
amazing, man.
Yeah.
yeah, I like it a lot. And you got LeBron. LeBron can't shut up about the 500K. Like, after every he's like, yeah, I just can't. I just be thinking about that 500K,
You would
And
think it would be a rookie player talking about
yeah,
it.
you would think it would be a rookie player talking the way that he does, but word on the street is that LeBron is very, cheap,
Yeah, I heard that too.
and but
Well, he has every right to be. So
hey, man, to each his own.
Yeah.
yes,
But like you know, seeing how so far so good, obviously it's still early, but me personally, I think it's gonna be a success overall. Uh, Seeing the early success that the NBA is having, that made me think like, like what if other sports, like let's say, the Major League Baseball, like what if they decided to implement this pool play tournament, in season play tournament? I feel like that would be probably that would be really dope for that sport as well.
I agree it would be dope, but I also disagree because I think baseball need to correct a lot of things right now. And I think just copying off of what the NBA is doing is not something they should do. I think they should do something like Roberto, you had mentioned in the chat before about lowering the game schedules, so the number of games. I think they should start off by that and then see where else they can fix things to get more notoriety for the league. But I don't think maybe somewhere down the line, yes, but right now I don't think that's the right move.
I think I'm gonna have to kind of agree with both of you guys. I think if MLB were to do something like this, I think it would be pretty dope. Because again, you'll engage a whole new fan base, I think, and especially of those teams. Again, what if like the Pirates are suddenly get on a hot streak during the in-season tournament kind of thing, depending on where you place it in the season. But to go along with that, Lulu, I think also if MLB were to implement this, you almost have to reduce the number of regular season games to kind of complement all that. So I could see. I mean, I don't know that MLB would do something like this because sometimes they're allergic to like progress when it comes to engaging like the outside fan base or the casual fan. But I could see them dropping down to like 148 games or 140 games, something like that, 132, and implementing that in-season tournament sometime in the summertime, where we kind of touched on it before. MLB has this window in the summertime that should be like everyone all eyes on baseball. So if they were to do this thing, kind of take out 2 weeks and maybe early July, kind of combine it with the All-Star break, something like that. I think it'll be a success if they were to do something crazy like that.
Yeah, the reason why I feel like, I like it is because, and I think Roberto and we touched based on this. Like, just imagine, like, I don't know, Boston comes to town, Yankee Stadium, how much they'll be roaring in July. It's summer and a hot day. And I just feel like it's easy to promote too. And you see how the world, like, it's gonna be, the format would be similar to how the World Baseball Classic is. And I just feel like that would be you see the success of the World Baseball Classic has had. Obviously it's different because it's countries, so there's probably more pride there. But I don't know. I'm just looking at how these NBA players are reacting to it. I don't know. I think there's something to look at there.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth exploring. I don't think it would hurt the game.
No, probably not. But what do you guys think is like a move I made out of desperation if they were to do that?
I mean, yes and no. You could kind of argue that baseball would need something drastic, a big drastic change to attract more fans and attract like the younger generation and things like that.
Okay.
And the championship game could be played in the Field of Dreams. That'd be dope. I think visually that'd be dope.
Well, I'm with it as long as the Mets can make the playoffs. Whatever. I
Speaking
didn't
of
need the
which,
Mets to make the playoffs.
how do you feel about your man Carlos Mendoza?
I don't know much about him. He's just the fact that he's young, he'll probably make a good manager. Because you told me before, Sayzar, that he could relate to the other players. But I gotta see him in action before I judge him.
Yeah, it's hard to judge someone who hasn't managed before. Because you like last year, you guys had Buck Showalter, so he's been in baseball forever, so you can kind of see, all right, he's going to be a good manager. He's not going to relate. He is, whatever. But Mendoza, I think he's going to be a pretty good manager. Him being young and also being Hispanic in New York, I think that helps a lot, especially with the kind of players the Mets have, where they're trending towards having a younger roster on the squad. So I think that's going to help having a manager who can relate. And he's New York tested. He's been with the Yankees, I believe, for the last like 4 or 5 years. on their bench. I think he was the bench coach. So he's New York tested. He understands the media. I think he connects really well with the players. So I think it was a really good hire. I'm surprised, honestly, he wasn't hired in the last couple of years, and it took until for someone to actually hire him. But yeah, I got a good one, and hopefully, yeah, I can make it work with the roster. It seems like the Mets are trending in a positive direction, so that's good news for you, man.
I hope it can all translate to success.
Yeah, I mean, you got an owner who's not scared to spend money, so that's
Yeah.
that's the first one, and it's about spending the money smart. I think he tried to win championships very quickly, and him owning the team, he was ready to spend money like crazy, and I think they did a good job offloading those contracts last year to kind of set themselves up for the new regime in the front office, new coaching staff, all that stuff. So we'll see. I'm sure they're gonna make a bunch of moves. They're in on that Japanese pitcher Yamamoto coming.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks he's gonna end up signing there because I think Steve Cohen is not gonna let that man walk anywhere else once he meets with them. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Now, since we are on MLB, what did you guys get to? Did y'all check out the MLB awards winners? Like, what was your opinion on the winners? Y'all think the league got it right?
This might be the first year in a long time where I'm perfectly okay with who won each award. I have no complaints. I saw them and I was like, yep, he should have won. Yep, he should have won. I'm not mad about it.
Honestly, me
Mad
too.
about
That's a good point. Like I've always there's always one award at least that I don't agree with, and this year was the first time that I'm like, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, yeah. Like everything just made it's true. I think they nailed it.
Yeah, they did good this year. I mean, the one that, to be honest, I knew Acuna would win MVP, and we spoke about it, Sayzar, in the last episode. I didn't think he would be unanimous. I thought it'd be a little bit closer with Mookie. But again, Acuna deserved it. I'm glad Garrett Cole finally got his Cy Young. I'm happy for that. The dude killed it this year. The rookies of the year, another one that I was like, yeah, Gunnar Henderson, Corbin Carroll. I mean, I've been talking about Corbin Carroll all postseason. Dude's a beast.
Yes, he
So
is.
I'm glad they both took it. And then everything else, I mean, what are we missing? Otani was a lock, even though he didn't play, the whole season. He was a lock. Blake Snell in the NL for Cy Young, that was pretty much a lock. He was killing it, and he's a free agent this year. Yeah, I got no complaints, man.
Blake Snell also won the National League Cy Young Award.
Yeah. Even
Uh,
the managers of the year, Brandon Hyde with Baltimore, well
makes
deserved, big time. And Skip Shoemaker for Miami, another team that, I think did better, way better than people expected. I'm not mad.
and our man Anthony Volpe got the
A gold glove.
glove. Yeah, they honestly baseball got it right this year.
Yeah, they did. They did.
A good year. They got a first time winner this year. It was a good year for the league.
And the World Series was different. MLB had a pretty low key, had a pretty exciting year. It's just you wouldn't know it because they don't.
You don't hear about it unless you look for it. It's crazy.
But since we're on the topic and we're in baseball, I don't know if you guys heard Brian Cashman or the Yankees front office in general and their quotes over the past couple of weeks. One being Cashman saying loud and proud with his chest out that we were pretty effing good. That's the one that just stuck with me. And I think to myself, how are you good when you had the worst season percentage-wise, winning percentage-wise, since I believe 1992? That's the worst season the Yankees have had this year. I think they were second to last in like runs or something, something offensive, an offensive. I don't know if it was batting average, something offense. Second to last. I believe the Royals were dead last, or Oakland was dead last, and the Yankees were there. So anytime the Yankees are associated with a team like the Royals or Oakland, respectfully, that's not good news. So to say a comment like that was pretty shocking. And then he came out again and kind of, in a way, bashed Giancarlo Stanton by saying injuries are part of his game, which I think. So I'll say this: I'm not mad that he said what he said about Giancarlo Stanton, because it's true. The dude is injury prone. As much as I love the guy, the best ability is availability. We know that across sports, but I think the delivery of saying injuries are part of his game, I think that's where the conflict would be in that regard. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Yeah, I didn't like those comments at all. I mean, I just felt like, like imagine Rob Pelinka was to come out and say, "Oh, AD is a injury prone player," or whatever. Like, imagine how AD would have taken that. What would LeBron say to a comment like that? You know what I mean? Like, would you want to play for that owner after a comment like that? Like, I don't know. It just came off. I don't think it was.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it was a passive aggressive remark. It really was.
It was.
Yeah. And it's like, you think players really want to get injured? Like, like I don't know. It's I mean, you've dealt with injuries. Well, Roberto, I know you've dealt with an injury, probably still dealing with that injury right now. But you know how much of a mental hurdle it is to come back and heal from that. And it came off kind of insensitive.
Yeah, something like something a fan would say.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if we said that here, if I was like, "Yo, Giancarlo Stanton, bro, that dude, he's injury prone, man. It seems like every year he just gets injured. That's it. Like, we got to expect him to play 80 games and that's it." That's different coming from me. But coming from your boss, your GM, it's like, in a way, so here's where I'm like on the fence, right? So sure, the comments were true. Nobody's negating that. And we want that from the front office. We want that level of honesty. But I think as a front office, you also have to have a level of professionalism for your own people. And at the end of the day, regardless of him being injured and all that stuff, he's one of the players that, like, at the end of the day, he's putting on a master class when it comes to handling the New York media with everything he's dealing with. Like, the dude holds himself accountable. If he strikes out 5 times, he'll stand there in front of the media and be like, "Yo, I suck today. I got to do better. That's on me." And that's one of the things I love about Giancarlo. So for him to get bashed by his own GM, it's kind of suspect. And I really didn't like the way he came off, the way Cashman came off saying those comments.
Yeah, but I mean, I see a lot. I feel like this off season for the Yankees is going to be one of the most interesting ones in recent years, because I feel like things are really shaking up.
Yeah, even that Cashman presser, man, like he looked like a dude that he was just angry. Like, I've never heard a press conference where he's out there cursing and he's coming at reporters, having a back and forth like that. I've never seen that from him. So I don't know if there's like a shakeup in the front office that they're not announcing. I don't know if he's lost some power and they're gonna have a dude like Randy Levine like making these contacts. Like, there's a rumor out there that the reason the Juan Soto rumor started with the Yankees is not because Cashman and his people did it. It's because Randy Levine went out and contacted the Padres himself. And Randy Levine, his job is managing the money. It's like, he says, "I'm the budget guy." Cashman handles the players, I handle the money. So it's very interesting that we're hearing a lot of high profile names, and this whole shift or like front office dynamic looks like it's shaky right now.
Wow. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully this means that we're gonna see a few big blockbuster trades. heading to the Bronx.
Yeah, something got to shake up. We'll see. Hopefully, this means big changes. But we don't know until we know.
No, that's true. That's true. I'm gonna wait and see approach. I don't want to believe anything until it's official.
Yeah, this is the season of fake rumors, is what we call it. So,
Yeah, you got
Juan Soto, a lot of Juan Soto Yankees, Juan Soto Yankees. Next thing you know, he ends up in like Milwaukee or something, and nobody sees it coming.
oh man, and you know the internet trolls are gonna have a field day this offseason. They're
Yeah,
gonna they're gonna make up so many stories. Oh, it's gonna be interesting those the stories they come up with.
yep.
Um, did I get to watch any of the NFL games today, or
I saw
Yeah.
pieces of a few games. Obviously saw the Jets lay an egg, like Sayzar eloquently put it earlier. But yo, man, the Jets, bro.
they got to do something about that old line, man? I I don't know, man. It's like I would honestly, even with Rodgers there, that's gonna be a huge issue, man.
Yeah, I was thinking today. I'm watching them play, and I feel like every week I kind of say the same thing. Man, this is one of the worst games I've seen from an offense. But the way they played today, like to start the game, they were not prepared at all. And I'm looking at this team, and I'm like, yo, if Aaron Rodgers is standing there, is this offense any better? Like, obviously, automatically he makes it better, but like,
Mhm.
are they actually any better with the protection and all that stuff going on? Because I know that's a big part of it, and Aaron Rodgers will fix a lot of that because the threat to pass is now there with Aaron Rodgers. So you're not going to fill up the box. You're not going to see a lot of blitzing like that and things like that. But he needs protection, man.
Yeah, for sure. Uh, I feel like how many audibles can he possibly do until until he gets hit again? Because like and we saw what happened with Joe Burrow too. Like he's had a pretty bad old line since he came to the league, and I saw this crazy stat about they compared him like to Andrew Luck, like how much pressure that Andrew Luck took. And I think Burrow at the same the same time length, Burrow had like maybe over 40 more pressures on him.
Same.
So this is something that's not sustainable. They're gonna need to get him some protection. And unfortunately, he's out for the year. So yeah, man, the Jets need to hopefully they can learn from what happened with Cincinnati. Obviously, that you would think that they would have learned after what happened in week one,
Yeah.
but hopefully they can fix it, man. Hopefully they get that fixed because they have talented players on offense. It's just that old, I don't know, man. The protection is it's not there.
Yeah. Part of me almost wants Aaron Rodgers to not come back just to avoid getting hurt. Because you get hurt again this year, you're probably done for next year.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And he's already, apparently he sent a video to like the Jets and he was showing his workouts and things like that. And everyone was super impressed. And as much as I would love for him to come back and give us a shot with the AFC being as wide open as it is and things like that, I don't know if I want to risk next year just to maybe get lightning in a bottle this year.
Yeah. But it's always going to be a risk, whether you put him out next year, at the end of this year. The risk is still going to be there. But I understand what you're saying. It's better to risk it where you have a full season ahead of you with more potential. I get it.
Yeah, not just that, but he'll be more healed. I mean, if the dude comes back, they're talking the Christmas Eve game. I believe that's week 16, I think. So that's, quickly approaching. Before you know it, it'll be here. So is it worth coming back for a couple weeks where maybe, they bench Zach Wilson today? I don't know if he'll start next week. We'll see. But is it worth coming back where your team is like fighting for a 500 spot as opposed to fighting for the playoffs? I don't know. Maybe they treat it like the preseason where maybe he comes back and they kind of give him a couple series just to
Yeah,
work. I don't see Aaron Rodgers agreeing to something like that.
no.
Competitive side.
Yeah, and
How are the? I'm sorry.
I was just
Go
gonna say, if the Dolphins keep winning,
Yeah.
you know, and they have no shot to make wild card, then I feel like just let him heal more. Just wait it out.
How are the Giants doing by chance?
You something tells me you know that they
I'm just,
something.
I'm just asking a question. You know.
Lewis, what is that? What is that quarterback's name?
See, now I forgot his last name, DeVito.
What
Something
was his
DeVito.
first name?
I'm not a true fan, man. I'm just a casual observer of the game.
Tommy DeVito. Tommy
Pardon?
DeVito.
Well,
Tommy?
Tommy.
Tommy DeVito. Okay.
well, put some respect on his name because he threw for 3 TDs
Yeah.
and 246 passing yards, no interceptions. Saquon Barkley had a big game,
So
and
really, New York should be happy then. It's,
not all of New York. Yeah, but they did.
the rest of New York should be used to this already.
The Giants have they have a low key good defense though. They were good last year, and this year looks like they're turning it around as well.
Yeah.
I got a
Amen.
question since we're talking about Lulu's boy Tommy DeVito. So it came out that he still lives with his parents and all that stuff. And he was like, "Oh yeah, my mom does my laundry." What are your thoughts on that? Because a lot of people were like kind of criticizing it a little bit that he still lives with his parents and all that. And he's still in his 20s. The dude is on I don't know if he's like on a rookie deal or anything like that. I think he was undrafted, maybe.
Mm.
So what are your thoughts on that?
But they were criticizing him, or
Yeah.
were they criticizing the situation he's in?
Well, the situation, the fact that he lives with his parents and all that stuff.
I mean, he's still a young guy, and I mean, who am I to judge? That dude's living arrangement. Didn't Jeremy Lin used to like share? Used to sleep in like David Lee's living room at one point.
Yeah, I think so. I got
Nobody.
no problem with it. I mean, first of all, rent is mad expensive everywhere you go. And I believe that he lives in Jersey. So I'm pretty sure the prices aren't fun.
Oh, trust me. I was around Jersey the other day. Yeah, yesterday's price is not today's price. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, I got no issue. And this is a dude who, he's not Patrick Mahomes, who he's gonna get a big money deal. This dude is probably making like league minimum or whatever it is, chump change compared to like a big time QB. Why not save that money if you can live with your parents? And if let's say his career takes off, let's say the Giants commit to him, he gets his big money deal in 3 or 4 years, then he could worry about getting his own place. I'm good with him living at home while he can.
I agree, and if anything, this should actually just speak more on the economic situation that we're in now in the country.
Yeah, man.
That's
Sure.
that's what's scary. How
I'm sure once he gets that league contract, though, he's gonna buy his mom a house and himself a house.
I'm sure, yeah. But until then, nothing's promised in the NFL. Like we see that every single day. One false move, one missed whatever, one hit, that's it. That's your career.
Yeah.
And then you lose it all. So especially with the non-guaranteed contracts and all that stuff. Yeah, man, I got no issue with it. To each their own, bro. Save
for
that
real.
money.
Yeah, you got to do what's best for you at the end of the day, and what you can. But yeah, kudos to him, man. He's balling. Well, he balled out today at least. We'll see if we can continue on that momentum. That is interesting, though. Pretty interesting. What do you think about the Dolphins and the Raiders they played today? I'm a fan of both of those coaches, man.
Yeah.
Antonio Pierce and Mike McDaniels, Mark Anthony, I like to call him.
Yeah.
But like the salute that they gave each other after the game, like I felt that. Like, I felt like that was like a true brotherhood. And I just feel like the Raiders after the firing of Josh McDaniels, they're a different team now. Like they only lost by a touchdown today. They, they lost by an interception from Jalen Ramsey at the end of the game or whatever. It was a competitive game. But look how important coaching is, man. Like
Yeah.
these two teams completely changed. Like who was talking about the Dolphins like a few years ago? Like, and now they're one of the top teams mentioned in the AFC. But yeah, man.
Coaching is big, man. I like that AP got his chance to coach. I mean, he's been there, done that, basically. He's from there. He's talking about all that. And he just brings a different vibe, a different energy. You can see that the players love him. Like they will ride and run through a wall for him.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have somebody in your organization like that, why not move him up to a position? And Josh McDaniels, I don't even want to talk about. I don't think he should ever get another coaching job in the NFL. Period. He want to be an offensive coordinator. That's fine. But as a head coach, let's call it what it is. He's garbage, bro. Every head coaching job he's had, he's done terrible. So I think it's time to let that one go. Let him be the offensive coordinator somewhere and kind of ride off into the sunset that way. But the job he's done, and Antonio Pierce has done with the Raiders, they're playing harder. They're playing with more swag, more attitude. They're playing tough. They're going at it. And then Miami, I'm frustrated that they're in the same division as the Jets because I love their coach so much. Like he's another dude he just seems like a cool dude to hang out with, relates to his players. You can tell the players love him too. Yeah, man, coaching makes such a big difference, such a huge difference. And for some reason, when it comes to New York, we don't get coaches like that anymore, which is frustrating. But I love to see coaches like that get an opportunity and really succeed in their position.
Yeah, man. That was an interesting game today. I don't know if you guys got to see the Josh McDaniels story, like a 10-minute video on YouTube. I think the NFL channel they put that together, but his story's pretty interesting, man. He quit alcohol. Well, he had to quit alcohol, and like as soon as he did that was when he kind of like got his, I guess, his life, his career together, like focused on moving up in the coaching, in the coach, and the staff, the coaching staff. He was an assistant for a long time.
You talking about Josh McDaniels or Mike McDaniels?
Mike McDaniels.
All
Mike.
right.
Don't fight me, bro.
I have to say, I'm trashing the dude, and now you trying to make me.
Nah, man. Josh had those those players look grumpy when Josh was the like look at Devontae Adams, how grumpy he looked.
Yeah.
Look how happy he is now. Like it's very telling.
It makes a difference, man. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, man.
What else y'all got for us today?
Well, I'm gonna bring this up because it kind of relates to sports. You know what? I'm gonna stand firm on it. It is sports. Wrestling. I don't know if you guys heard of Maxwell Joseph Freeman, MJF, from AEW and All Elite Wrestling. He calls it the decision of 2024. He's gonna be a free agent, and he's gonna have to decide between the WWE or AEW, or maybe there's other places he could go because there's a bunch of leagues now. And I'm just happy for wrestling right now. The sports, yes, it's thriving. It's really thriving. I'm just happy for what happened.
Where do you think he ends up?
I believe I believe he's gonna go to the WWE because that was his dream as a kid. He's currently the champion in AEW. Um, but he has said it himself. Working in AEW gives him more opportunity to work with more diverse set of talent.
Mm.
When is he gonna be a free agent again?
I'm not sure what month in the year, but I know it's gonna be the 2024.
Imagine if it's in January and he pops up in the Royal Rumble.
Wow.
That would be crazy. I never thought of that. And then he faces Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Yep.
Wow.
That would be awesome.
Let me ask you a question, Lou, because I don't know the answer to it. At least for the AEW, since he's a champion, if he were to just bounce, let's say he remains champion and decides to leave, is the title just vacated, or is it going to be one of those things you think where they'll set up like a script type of thing where he loses the
A
championship?
Montreal screw job.
Yeah, they might have to set up something where he loses the belt,
And then bounces after that.
but he might be like a Bret Hart. Bret Hart back then he screwed himself. Yes, I said it, Sayzar. Bret Hart screwed himself because he wanted to leave as champion. So Vince McMahon had to orchestrate a whole match where he would lose and everything.
It's
So
I think he did it more because of his beef with Sean. He didn't want to lose it to Sean. I think it came out in one of the interviews. I was cracking up when I heard it. He like there was one time that he said like, look, even though we don't get along, like Bret Hart told Shawn Michaels, like even though we don't get along, I wouldn't mind like losing the belt to you and like and doing what's right and whatnot. Like I don't mind working for you or something like that, or basically like losing. And Sean's response was like, I bet, but I wouldn't do the same for you. So yeah. So I think that had to do more with his saltiness
for
towards
sure.
HBK.
Okay.
No, HBK.
But I'm pretty
Because
sure MJF might have to drop the title to someone, and I'm sure he'll do it.
for sure, but it'll be dope if they do a little fake Montreal screw job for him. That'll be dope.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool.
It'll be like a good salute.
Now, what do you guys think of the potential rumors that's been floating around? Well, actually, it was confirmed that this was a possibility back in the day. The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. What do you guys think of that?
Hey, I love it, man. Whenever The Rock comes to the arena, it's electric.
Yep.
So the most electrifying move in sports entertainment. Uh, um, he, I love it. They're family too. I think they're cousins, so
Yeah, they're cousins.
it's gonna make a great storyline.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll be dope. Like Cesar said, anytime The Rock shows up or there's rumors that The Rock is coming, that buzz is crazy.
That's true.
After so many years, he still brings that buzz. It's wild, man.
Yeah, I think that would be great. He says that he's always trying to do something different,
Mm-hmm.
so it'll be interesting how they execute it.
Okay.
Speaking of executing, one of my favorite moments of wrestling history. We should probably do like a favorite moments Mount Rushmore one day. But you remember like that TLC? I think TLC 2, the table ladders and chairs match,
Edge, Christian, Dudley's, and Hardys.
which was probably my favorite match of all time. The second one,
Yeah.
Rhino was in it. That
Oh, Rhino, Spike Dudley, and who did Matt and Jeff have? Matt and Jeff had somebody too. Leo probably.
something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And so apparently, like I don't know if it was the day before, they were trying to get it to how Edge can land the spear, um, you know, from that ladder towards the middle of the ring. You remember
Mm-hmm.
that famous spear that
While
he
Jeff Hardy was hanging on to the belt. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So apparently they were trying to figure out how to you know, get that to be executed. And apparently it was Rhino who told them like, "Hey, why don't you try to move the ladder away from him? Jeff Hardy could try to look like he's like pulling back to try to get away from the ladder, like trying to let go of the ladder, or he was trying to pull back the ladder. That was, and then like he'll be unsuccessful, but that would swing him towards the center.
Okay.
But I just found that like I never thought like out of everybody that it would be Rhino
That would do you think of that, right?
that would think about that. Yeah,
It's crazy how a lot of these like memorable moments you would love to hear like the behind the scenes of them like that.
Yeah.
sure.
What happened and things like that would be so dope to hear about that.
They have a lot of that. Like it's out there. There's a lot of content on YouTube that wrestlers come together and they'll discuss like these amazing moments. Like I recommend y'all watch if y'all haven't already, The Undertaker and Mick Foley when they spoke about their legendary Hell in the Cell match.
Okay.
That's a fun watch on YouTube.
That was a legendary match.
Yeah. Yes.
Like you'd be surprised so many things that they do improvise. Like
Mm-hmm. And they sometimes the NBA they improvise in the middle of the match, and then they gotta go with the with the flip. Yeah, you guys know.
Yeah, especially like if a dude gets hurt, like you kind of have to like between the referee and the other wrestler, they kind of have to communicate like, yo, how are we gonna move forward with this? Are we gonna end the match? Things like that. Like it's crazy. That's a obviously it's fake stuff, but
But it's real. They're putting their bodies on
yeah,
the line.
they're
Yeah.
legit like putting their bodies on the line.
The Rock said this in an interview once. His second, because he did two WrestleManias with John Cena. In the second WrestleMania, the Rock was supposed to lose. They were supposed to go about 35 minutes, but in the first 5 minutes, I think he tore something in his leg and he couldn't continue. Well, he could continue because he did, but he felt like he couldn't continue. He told John whispering, and they made it look like a real good match, and the dude was on one leg. The
Didn't
Rock really
when he
cared.
tore like his quad or something?
What happened?
Wasn't that when he tore like his quad or something
He
like that?
might have tore his quad, yes, probably. And I'm like, wow, man, that dedication just to give the fans a good show. He could have easily let the ambulance take the EMT take him out or whatever, but he didn't do that.
yeah, I believe also Shawn Michaels got injured wrestling The Undertaker one time when he hurt his lower back.
Mm-hmm.
He continued that match as well.
And Kurt Angle winning with a broken freaking neck, like he always likes to say.
Yeah, well
The
that's
Olympics with a
actually
broken freaking
an
neck.
Olympic gold medal. That was
Oh yeah, yeah.
that was real.
Real amateur wrestling. Yep.
Hearing him, the story behind him and Brock Lesnar actually wrestling, like they wrestled each other one time for real, for real.
Yeah.
Oh, for real, for real?
Yeah. He speaks
Oh,
about it in the Joe Rogan podcast.
oh shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Joe Rogan.
That out. The another interesting watch was the storyline behind, which was one of my favorite storylines, the feud between Matt Hardy and Edge.
Yes, I believe I caught that. Yes.
Yo, the story that yes.
Yeah.
That storyline was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, see, that's when wrestling is not fake. It's actually real.
Yeah.
They're real moments.
How can something that you do for 300 days of the year be fake? I don't like when people call wrestling
Yeah,
fake.
that's why I put quotes around fake because yeah, like, it's technically scripted stuff, but like you still gotta execute
Exactly.
flawlessly.
Injuries happen. You don't know
Yeah.
what the crowd reaction is gonna be. That might alter the character. You know, like I remember The Rock was not happy being a babyface when he first got to the WWE because he just felt like he was being fake, you know. And one time when they decided to like make him turn heel, like the transition for him was easy because he was able to be more of himself.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things, a lot of intricacies in wrestling that makes it interesting. Like I love to hear Rick Rubin speak about wrestling, like the WWE.
Yeah.
Like, that dude said, honestly, wrestling might be realer than real life. Because it's like, at least they let you know, like, look, at least in wrestling, they let it be known that yeah, this is premeditated, but there's still a lot of unknowns. We don't
Yeah.
know what's gonna happen. Like similar to how when we're gonna record an episode, we don't know what we're gonna end up talking about sometimes.
Yeah, it'd be like that. Nah, but it'd be like even the wrestling topic we're talking about, that wasn't on the
That was
It wasn't on the agenda.
where we at.
exactly.
It just be like that, man.
Yeah.
Lulu, was give me your top 4 matches of all time.
Whoa, that's hard. I'll give you some though.
Which
Kurt
one's coming?
Angle versus Shawn Michaels WrestleMania. Edge versus The Undertaker WrestleMania. Shawn Michaels Undertaker WrestleMania.
Which one? 2025? WrestleMania 25 or 26?
The first one. 25. And I'll throw one that's not WrestleMania. Was it Judgment Day? Iron Man match, Triple H versus The Undertaker. No, I'm sorry. Iron Man match, Triple H versus The Rock. The Undertaker interfered. And I'll give you one last match. I know I said 4 already, but
I'm impressed that you came up with them so quickly, though.
yeah, well, I love it,
On
man.
the spot.
Triple H with Stephanie in his corner versus The Rock with Vince in his corner versus Big Show with Shane in his corner versus Mick Foley with Linda McMahon in his corner. WrestleMania 16, or better known as WrestleMania 2000. A fatal 4-way elimination match for the title.
Oh.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Hell in a Cell. I could go on. Let me shut up.
All right, so I'll give you a quick 4. One of them, I'm gonna repeat it. The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 25 is probably my favorite match. The Iron Man match between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. I'm a Bret Hart fan, so I'm gonna go with another Bret Hart match. Bret Hart versus Stone Cold. WrestleMania, I think it was 13, was it? WrestleMania 13. The submission match where Stone Cold is bloodied up and he has him in a sharpshooter, but Stone Cold never he passes out.
He passes out before ever tapping out. Yep.
Yeah. And that's when he became the toughest SOB after that. And what was another one that I was thinking of? Oh, the TLC match. We mentioned that before. TLC.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
And it's another one. No, I'm not gonna say that one. Dang. I'm surprised you came up with that so fast.
That's what I'm saying. Like in my head, the ones that I can come up with are the Undertaker, Mankind, Hell in a Cell. Because I remember it so vividly, bro. Because I thought the dude was gonna die. Like I thought Mankind was gonna be dead after that match.
Yeah.
The Rock and Stone Cold at WrestleMania.
Oh.
Those are probably like 2 that I can remember off the top of my head, like on the spot.
You're right about The Rock and Stone Cold. Yes, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Triple H versus Cactus Jack in the Royal Rumble.
2000?
The street fight.
The street fight, year 2000. Yeah, that was.
I think that's where he pedigreed him on with thumbtacks.
Mm-hmm.
That's one that stayed vividly in my head.
Yo, my man took a beating in his career.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Mick Foley's a legend, bro.
I think The Rock and Mick Foley, that Mankind, the I Quit match, that was brutal. That was a brutal match.
Yeah.
Dang. I'm trying to Kurt Angle. I gotta put Kurt Angle here. Kurt Angle versus Shane McMahon was Street Fight. That was a great one.
That was a good match, yes. And Kurt Angle, I remember correctly, Kurt had to fight 3 times that night or some shit like that.
He's always been like an Iron Man, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to fight 3 matches.
Damn.
Triple H did that once. He fought Randy Orton in that pay-per-view. Then he fought Umaga, may he rest in peace. And then he fought Randy Orton again to end the night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
The Shawn Michaels and Undertaker Hell in the Cell was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Going.
Trump to Triple H, Shawn Michaels, 3 Stages of Hell.
That one was
pretty
Forgot
good.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
that one was good.
Yeah, we were spoiled. Wow.
Yeah, man.
We were super spoiled. We used to watch that was regular. You know what's an underrated one? John Cena versus Shawn Michaels on Monday Night Raw one time.
Oh, that shit lasted over an hour. Yes.
Yeah. They
Wow.
lasted over an hour wrestling. That match, very underrated. But that was beautiful wrestling. That was beautiful.
It was. And Shawn Michaels won, right?
He did, yes. Surprisingly so. The underdog one. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, man, we were spoiled for sure.
Big time.
Yeah. So here we are.
Yeah, man. Y'all want to call it?
Let's call it.
You can call it. Unless you have something else in your radar.
Yankees better make some moves. That's on my radar. That's what I need to see. I need the Yankees to be active this offseason.
Yes.
Man. Somebody got to bring a championship to New York. Somebody.
Word.
Hey, maybe the Knicks might win the in-season tournament.
They're looking good.
So somebody cut his mic right now, please. Tell me he did not just say that. Like Booker T says, tell me he did not.
Yo, you know which feud was hilarious? Booker T and Stone Cold. Oh my God, that was so funny.
They fought in a supermarket. Yo, that shit was crazy.
I think they almost threw hands in church, but they actually respected the Lord.
Yeah.
They took it as elsewhere.
That's funny. Who was it again? Was it Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon versus Shawn Michaels and God?
Thank God, yes. That was my favorite storyline ever. That was my favorite storyline ever. He's like,
God won, but
he's like, stop right there, God.
yeah, Red Team is not afraid to take it anywhere. Man. They'll go anywhere.
By the way, Vince McMahon and Shane won that match.
That's
they pinned God.
They pinned God. That's disrespect.
I might be lying though. I gotta re-see that.
All right. God don't lose. You know God doesn't lose, right?
But I have a feeling Vince won that match. Knowing
He
him.
probably pinned Shawn.
Sayzar, you forgot to put out your disclaimer after that comment, bro.
Oh, right, yes. I mean, they should know by now.
He's just a man. He doesn't know anything about this.
Somewhere, I don't know. We'll put it somewhere. Sayzar knows nothing.
Sayzar knows nothing.
Full disclaimer. But bros, this has been fun, man.
Very.
Yes.
We got a good one. It's always good to be with y'all here.
Facts, bro. Same here. And
Same here.
thank you for everybody that's listening in. And until next time.
Yeah, make sure to tune in, subscribe to the YouTube channel, check us out on IG. Thank you for tuning in.
Peace out.